Hello, I'm Kristen Atkins here with Impressing Minds, and today we're going to talk about goal setting. And as a foster family, it's so important to set goals for yourself as well as setting goals for your children. You can even set goals as a family because it's chaotic enough without just flying by the seat of your pants and hoping that everything comes out okay. You have to be intentional. And so, one way we can do that is to create some goals for ourselves and for those who are in our care. One way we can do that is with SMART goals. And so, I'm going to go through this whole presentation, this whole recording, and give you some information that I hope you can take and utilize. And then there'll be a secret resource at the end. So keep watching as we go through the presentation. All right, so foster family, reach your goals. We're going to talk about SMART goals. But first, what is a goal? It's the object of a person's ambition or effort. So it's an object, it's something, it's a noun, person, place, or thing. The object of our ambition. What do we want? What do we desire? It's our goal. It can also be defined as an aim or a desired result. Now, when we talk about foster care, often our results that we want are well-behaved children, children who don't need time out every 30 minutes or every hour, so we think. Maybe our goal is to connect more. That's our aim or that's our desire. All right, why set goals? Goals give you some direction. They allow you to stay mentally and physically focused on where you're going, on the road to where you want to go. So you'll create some goals, and there's action steps that you can create to go along with those goals. So it's important to set the goals so you have the aim and you have that direction that you want to go in. So there are two types of goals. There's short-term goals. Maybe this month I want to cut out sugar. That's a short-term goal maybe for someone. And a long-term goal maybe to lose 20 pounds. So a short-term goal could lead to a long-term goal. A short-term goal could be this week, I want to do XYZ. But a long-term goal might then become in a month, I want to blah, blah, blah. I want to decrease the kids' number of disruptions this week by one. Every day we're going to try to do one less for the week. Something like that. Managing goals can give returns in all areas of your personal life. So as parents, we set goals maybe for our parenting skill and how we want to increase our parenting skill. We also can set goals in the way that we react to things as a parent. That's just one part of who I am. I may also set goals for my finances. So I could say I want to save $1,000 in 4 months. So how much would I have to save in 4 months, every month to get to my goal? So $250 a month I would have to save in order to make my goal. So we have parenting, that's a part of who we are. Finances, that's a part of who we are. Relationship goals with our spouse. We want to spend an extra 30 minutes together every week. And if you don't spend any time together during the week, then that's a great goal to have. So you start out with 30 minutes, and then maybe in a month or two, you can have a new goal to spend an hour together a week. And then maybe in a month or two, you may want to increase that goal to a date night. or something along those lines. So there are different kinds of goals. Spiritually, you could have goals. A lot of people have the goal of reading the Bible in 1 year. And that's a great goal to have. Maybe it's just read the New Testament in the year. So maybe it's to spend a certain amount of time meditating on scripture or prayer. So that area. So you can manage your goals in all areas, because all areas will give you return for increasing your capacity and, creating those goals. So let's talk about unrealistic goals. Goals give you direction. It allows you to stay mentally and physically focused on the road to where you want to go. We said that earlier. I wrote it down for you earlier. But what about an unrealistic goal? I want to save $1,000 this month. Is that realistic for you? It wouldn't be realistic for me. So we need to scale back and not have such an unrealistic goal that we give up. If your goal is too huge, you may think, I'll never make it anyway, so I'm just going to give up on trying. If I said I wanted to lose 50 pounds in a year, which I have, but in reality, is that realistic? Probably not, because that would mean I would have to lose 1 pound probably a week for every week for a year so that I would reach my goal. That's pretty unrealistic, even for the most athletic, or, even if I did the most I could with cutting back on everything, I have no control over either how many pounds I lose. So that's pretty unrealistic. But if I said I want to lose a pound a month, I could actually accomplish that, because that would be easier and more realistic to do. So you have to think about creating goals that are realistic. How about this goal? I don't want little Johnny to get in timeout all week, or I don't want little Johnny to have a meltdown all week. That might be too ambitious for Johnny, who's having 3 and 4 episodes or tantrums or whatever a day. So we need to realign the expectation with reality. All right, we really do want to reach for the stars in our long-term goals. Maybe not so much in short-term, but long-term goals. And a long-term goal could be over the course of 5 years. Maybe you want to save a certain amount of money in the course of 5 years, so you set that goal. Maybe a long-term reach for the star kind of goal would be that you want your child to not have the school call home for an entire school year. Maybe that is your big, audacious goal that you're setting for yourself. It's not unrealistic. It may not happen this year, but eventually it could happen. There are kids who don't get called on, it could happen. So let's look about some unrealistic things that we might set for ourselves. Maybe it's untimely. We've set an unreal expectation in the time frame that we can do something. For example, $1,000 in 1 month. There's no way I could save that much. The pound a week, I cannot do that. Little Johnny not having any meltdowns, probably not in this week. But maybe after training and teaching and connecting with him over the course of a year, you may have that goal, but it's just not realistic for right now. Do you have the resources for this unrealistic goal? If you don't, then it's probably not going to happen. If you don't have the finances coming in, you can't save $1,000 in 1 month. And is it general? It's just too general. It needs to be more specific. So it's unrealistic because it's just too general. Well, I don't want little Johnny to have more than 5 tantrums in a week, maybe a month. So it's just very general. We have to be more specific. So let's look at this. We want to set some SMART goals. Goals give you direction. They allow you to stay mentally and physically focused on the road where you want to go. So this is the third time I've had that in the presentation. So what are SMART goals? SMART goals are scientific, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. And so you can see SMART, each stands for something in that word. Let's look at it another way. Let's look at it in deeper defined terms. So specific. You should know the outcome of your goal. What is it that you want to achieve? Is it measurable? You should know when you have reached your goal. So if it's something on the scale, then you'll know because the scale will say you have met your goal. Is it financial? The bank account information will say that you have met your goal. You would need a behavior chart perhaps or something if you're going to track behaviors that you want to eliminate or ones that you want to encourage. Maybe you want to encourage a hug. We're going to try and hug every night before bed. Or we're going to try to do all of our chores within 30 minutes. So something specific and measurable. You can measure those things. Is it something that's actually achievable or is it too far out there? You should be able to achieve your goals. And then when you achieve them, you set new goals. It should be relevant. Will your goal help you in the long run? Is it just a goal to have a goal, or is it something that's very important and necessary? And then you want to have a time frame around your goal. So in 6 months, I want to, or in 1 week, I must, blah, blah, blah. So it is time bound. There they are again. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And that concludes, oh, wait a minute, let's look at this one. Yes, there they are again, and there they are again. So those are your goals that you want to set. A way to do them is SMART goals. And so we can review them again here: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. And so you may think, well, I don't know how to do all that or where to go. You can look up and Google SMART goals and some examples of them. I actually have a planner here that has SMART written down the side. And so I can create goals for each child. Excuse me. I have a place here for family goals. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. Family goals there for each child. And SMART goals could be, your financial goals, the timeout thing that I was talking about. Everybody wants a timeout to lessen the need for the timeout. We want tantrums to decrease. So there are different ways that you could track those. This is one way. Excuse me. This is a foster family planner that I've created. And I would love for you to pick up a copy. It's on Amazon. And I will link the description and the link for you down below. Thank you for listening. If you're still listening at this point, thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel and have a wonderful, wonderful day.